Hey everyone, Namaste and welcome to the 40th episode of Yoga Shakti with me, Shailaja Menon, here on this wonderful platform of Anand TV. Yes, it's 40. And it's really a long time since we got this show on the road. And I truly hope that through these episodes, it has brought about some shift in your perspective and, some more light on yoga. So, as we go through life, what we have been granted, or rather, what we have been gifted, is units of time. Yeah, and the direction of yoga practice is to yoke our actions to the buddhi. So, we have been talking about this in the previous episodes about the antakarnas or the inner instruments, which are the manas, the buddhi, and the ahamkara, the mind, the intellect, and the ego. So, even in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, Buddhi yukto jahatiha ubhe sukrita dushkrite. Yoke all your actions to the intellect. And then what happens? Then comes the most famous definition of yoga, yoga karmasu kaushalam. Yeah, yoga is that skillful action that comes about when it is directed by the buddhi. Yeah, so that is the reason why there is so much importance given to buddhi, because generally it is considered that it is the buddhi that has the capacity to see clearly, to see with clarity. Whereas on the other hand, the mind is considered blind, or rather blindsided by memories and fantasies, likes and dislikes, raga and dvesha. So you have to ask yourself, right, through this journey of life, do you want to be driven by a blind mind, or do you want to be driven with the driver who has clarity and vision like the buddhi? Yeah, so all of this comes from the teachings of Manasa Yoga and my teacher Manoj Kaimal, who says, now the new beautiful is buddhiful. Yeah, so though mindful is the key word, and that's what everybody talks about, maybe we should shift our perspective a little bit and adopt buddhiful instead. Yeah, so towards a more buddhiful day and towards a more buddhiful life. Namaste. So, we've been working on strength these last couple of weeks, and we're going to continue working on that. But today, the focus will be strengthening the back and interspersing that with some twists and some forward bends to act as a counterpose. Yeah, so towards that, let us guide our practice to a strong back. So we're going to just begin with some hamstring release work. So hopefully you have a strap with you. Just take the strap, put the strap through the sole of your right foot, and just straighten the leg as much as you can. Yeah, so feeling that beautiful release along the back of your leg. And you can actually use that left foot. Yeah, you can press that left foot into the mat so that you can draw this right leg closer towards you. Okay, and but just know that there's no competition. You're just doing what is right for your body, what your body will allow you to do easily at this point. And then also become aware of your right front thighs. So you have to strongly contract your right front thighs so that that releases the back of your leg further. So just staying here. All of this alignment helps you to keep your buddhi active. Yeah, because otherwise we just go into mind fantasy land and the mind just wanders off. This is good, this is great, this is not good. We start judging ourselves. We end up feeling bad about ourselves, right? So that is why, while alignment is good for the body, it is also good to keep the intellect active for us to figure out what is what. And then, whenever you feel ready, just release that left heel down, and that really increases that beautiful stretch along the back of your right leg. Okay, and try to keep your shoulders grounding, because sometimes in our effort we lift up the shoulders and that's not so great. So keep your shoulders grounding and draw the leg towards you. really enjoying your practice. Yeah, that is the most important thing. Finding that joy in the release of tightness, in the release of stiffness, in the strengthening process. Okay, and then slowly release. Just bend the knee, place the right foot on the mat, and then just put the strap through the sole of your left and work on just straightening the leg. Yeah, so wherever your leg is, it's perfectly fine. Okay, it is our obsession with endpoints that actually steals our joy and steals the happiness of the moment. Otherwise, if we can just be present to the moment, there is only joy in the feeling of release, in the opening of the body, and it is only that need to achieve a certain endpoint that actually activates our survival instinct, makes us feel unhappy about where we are right now. Okay, and then whenever you feel ready, just releasing that right heel forward, right, and that continues to increase the beautiful release along the back of the left. So really acquainting yourself with your hamstrings, the calves, sensing all of them. Okay, and then slowly release the leg, release the strap, and close your eyes. Okay, so we're going to go over a series of variations of the Setubandha Sarvangasana, which is the bridge position. And from here, just when you lie down, just make sure your knees and your heels are somewhat in line. Yeah, try to connect to the lines. And understand that all these alignment points also keeps your buddhi active, right? Trying to figure out where is my knee, where is my heel, right? How are my hips doing, how's my shoulder rotating. All of that is part of the process of keeping the buddhi active. Yeah, and then from here, just press down through your feet as you lift your hips up. And then slowly as you exhale, lower down. Yeah, so you're just working here a little bit. Each time you go up, you try to lift up a little bit higher. As you inhale, just lift the hips up. And this round, you try to roll your shoulders a little bit, yeah, so that you can find some more height here. And then just sense your body. Yeah, there's no hurry. Just really feel your body move. Try to connect to all of the different pieces of information you know about your body. And then as you exhale, slowly lower down. Now inhale and rising up again, pressing down through your feet. And as you stay here, just feel that deep engagement of the glutes, the hamstrings, feeling that extension of the spine. And then for a few seconds, you can press the toes down, lift the heels off. Just really enjoying this beautiful position. And release the heels down. Release the hips down. Release your shoulders. And hug the knees towards your chest. And stay. Okay, so now we're going into a position called Ekapada Supta Veerasin. Yeah, so Ekapada is that one leg and Supta is lying down, and this position is called Veerasin, where you bend the knee and then the heel is outside. Yeah, so we're not sitting on the butt. That is something that you have to notice, and it is outside. So this can actually put a little bit of strain on the knees. Yeah, so if you have some knee issues, you've got to be careful. Be very sensitive. Don't just do something because I'm doing it. Just really be attuned to your body. Yeah, and then if you're feeling all right here, you can just lean back and just place your forearms down. Yeah, so you'll notice that as you keep going down, you begin to feel a deep stretch along the front of your thigh. Yeah, so those quads get a nice opening. And then you've been here for a while and you feel quite good, you think you can go lower, then you slowly just lie back a little bit more. Yeah, and then feel that beautiful release along the front of your right thigh. This is actually one of my favorite positions, and it gives me a deep release. So even when I work on, hamstring length, I like to work from this position. And then from here, just bend the left knee. Yeah, so you can see my left knee is bent, my left foot is on the floor. And then you want a deeper stretch here, you just draw that left knee towards you. But like I said again, all of this puts a lot of pressure on your knee, the right knee. So please be careful. Yeah. Remember, the first principle in yoga practice is ahimsa, right? You first don't harm yourself. So just being aware of your body really, which is why we need that buddhiful practice. Yeah. So we can't really be looking at what other people are doing, and it requires us to be so attuned to our own body and to honor our body and do what is right for our body. Now to work into the strength, now I'm going to release my foot back to the floor. And then those of you who have a block, you can use a block. Yeah, so I'm going to use this block here. I'm placing it below my left foot. Now, if you don't have a block, it's perfectly fine. You can just place your foot on the mat. All of the props are just to give you a little bit, make it a tad bit easier. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that if you don't have it, you can't do it. So from here, we're working on lifting the hips up. Yeah, so as you can see, my feet will continue to be in this position. This is called plantar flex. So I'm just going to rise up as much as I can. Yeah, keeping the hips lifting, my left foot pressing into the floor or into the block. And then as I exhale, slowly lower down. Yeah, so again, like I repeat, be very sensitive to your right knee, the right foot, the front of your right foot, all of that. Okay, we're just doing 3 rounds here. As you inhale, rise up again, press down through the left foot, keep the hips rising. You can even work your shoulders here, get your upper back off the floor, just feel it. And then slowly, as you exhale, lower down. And the last round, just working here, pressing down through that left foot, lifting the hips up, rising up, and stay. Exhale and lower down. Yeah. And then just easing the leg off. Yeah, taking that left foot off the block. Yeah, and then just working the opposite side. So I'm going to bend the left knee, the sole of my left foot goes back, and then I'm going to just lie back. Right, so like I said, be aware. How does the front of your left foot feel? Can you sense that deep release along the front of your left thigh? Okay, and then you want a little deeper stretch, you can just hug that right knee towards you. So all of that increases the stretch along the top of your left thigh. Right, and then now we're going into that lift, so working on strength. So place the block below your foot. Again, like I said, if you don't have a block, just press down on the floor. Yeah, and then from here, you just try to lift up. So just going up as much as you can, right? Being at ease with your body. Remember, one of the first sutras with asana is Thiram Sukham Asana. Yeah, so that term ease is very important. And we are certainly not at ease when we are fighting with our bodies or trying to achieve some preconceived image. So inhale and lift up. Just find your point and stay. Exhale and slowly lower down. And then this last round, we're just going to go up and stay for 5 breaths. Yeah. So as you inhale, just pressing down through the right foot, lifting up and stay. Exhale and lower down. And from here, just release your shoulders and spine to the floor. And then release the block. And tilt to the side, take your leg off. And release the legs to the floor. Okay, so we're going to go back into another bridge variation. So if you have a block, just use a block. It just helps you to get a better lift. Yeah. So again, these are all positions that we struggle with. So any bit of support is helpful. So just placing your left foot, on the block. Yeah, so from there, we're just going to try to work with your right leg and the hips. So as you inhale, just press down through that left foot, lift your hips up, and then see whether you can lift that right leg up. Yeah, and as you exhale, keep the leg straight up and lower the hip down. Yeah, so just try this 3 times. As you inhale, each time you lift, you try to do your best lift. Try to keep the knee as straight as possible, engage your quads. Exhale and lower down. Yeah, and then last round, inhale and rising up. Exhale and lower down. Yeah, so you can just change legs. So take the block, place the block beneath your right foot. Okay, so all of this helps strengthen the glutes, strengthens the lower back. Yeah, so just working with it as you inhale, rising up, lift your left leg, exhale and down. Inhale and lift, exhale and down. Inhale and lift, exhale and down. Yeah, and then slowly release the leg, release the block. Okay, so you can feel free to do as many variations of this, like you can do another set of 3, and you can just work till you feel really strong in your back. So from here, just hug the knees towards your chest, bringing the thighs as close together as possible, feeling that deep flexion to your hips. And then we're going to move into a forward bend, which is actually a seated Paschimottanasana, but this is a lying down position. Yeah, so this is called Suptapashimothanasana. Yeah, from here, you just straighten your legs and just stick wherever you are. So your lower back can lift off the floor. But try to keep your upper back grounding. Yeah, so initially you can even keep your knees slightly bent if your hamstrings and glutes are not so open yet. And then as you feel better staying here, you try to straighten through, really strongly contract your quads. Feel the beautiful release along the back of your legs, the quads strongly contracting as you feel the release along the glutes, the hamstrings, the calves. Okay, you can keep your elbows slightly bent. That allows you to have a deeper position. Really connecting to the sukham, feeling at ease in the position, enjoying where you are, connecting to that principle of kritagnya or gratitude, having that deep gratitude for your body to be able to do all of this. Okay, and then from here, just slowly lower down, vertebrae by vertebrae, bringing the legs all the way down and relax. Okay, so going into the last position where we're going to work a little bit on upper back strength. So all of these positions worked on the lower back, but this one works on your shoulders, your upper arms, the upper back. Yeah, so just take the hands behind and then just seeing if you, so your feet is also very important. You have to really engage your feet to the floor, be very aware of your feet, and then pressing down through the feet, lift your hips up, right? So I think all of you can get to this point where your hips are lifted. Now connect to the hands on the floor. Yeah, so this is the hand position. So you can just straighten your arms up, the palms facing the ceiling. Then you bend your elbows so that when you take your hands back and your palms ground, the fingers will be pointing towards you, yeah, rather than away from you. So this hand position is very important. And from here, see whether you can just lift your upper back off the floor and try to place the crown of your head on the mat. Then slowly come down. Yeah, so this is a huge effort in itself. So we're just doing 3 rounds here. Yeah, so press down through the feet, keep the hips rising, then press the palms down, and then get the crown of your head to the floor, and then slowly lower down and lower the hip down. Yeah, so last round here, press down through the feet, keep your hip rising up, press the palms down, crown of the head on the floor, and from there, release down, release the hips down, and bring the hands down. Yeah, so all of this sets us up into some deeper back bend positions, but this is really the key. Yeah, so I've seen a lot of my students struggle to get the crown of the head on the floor. So work on this, yeah, so that in the next episode we can work further with all of this. So I can just show you where this leads to. So once you can get the crown of the head to the floor comfortably, you try to get your forearms down. So like we did earlier, hips down, crown of the head down. Then you see whether you can get your forearms down. Yeah, so from here, you will just rise up. You can even lift the head off the floor. Look back. Just staying here. Yeah, and then slowly lower down. So we'll do more of this in the next episode. For now, just draw the thighs towards you and then just move into a gentle twist to release your spine. So you can just shift the hips to the left as both your knees come down to the right. Yeah, try to keep the knees close to your abdomen to get a deep twist. Take your arm to the left, look over your left shoulder. Okay, and then working in the opposite way, bring the knees back up. So press the feet down and move your hips to the right. Yeah, so that when you take the knees up and bring them down to the left, you continue to get a beautiful release along the low back, the mid back, the upper back. Sense the sukham of the position. Okay, slowly bring the knee back up and slowly release the legs down and just relax your body. So twists are always a beautiful way to end the practice. It eases the spine, releases any tension or tightness and stiffness that builds up in the spine and leaves your body in a state of sukham. So we've come to the end of this week's practice. Do practice a few times during the week so that we can move forward with the similar positions in the next episode as well, and you can go deeper into your practice. Remember, your commitment to the practice is what determines your progress in the practice. Yeah, so taking responsibility for your own practice, and have a buddhiful week ahead. Yeah, namaste.